Welcome back to R for Economics. Now we're going to be talking about the combine function. So what is the combine function? It's a C, open brackets, 1, and then we can type in whatever thing is of interest to us with a comma in between. So we have 1, and then we have 2. And the comma there is going to tell us that we have 1 and 2 as a vector. So it's saying that these two things are now next to each other and will always be next to each other in this item. So if we can also do combine 1, 2, and 3. And if we combine those, then we have a vector 1, 2, 3. So this is how we can collapse things together, which are of the same type. So we can also assign this to something. So let's make our x, let's assign it to a variable x, and we'll call it C1, 2, 3. What does that look like? Well, it's saying it's a number. There are 3 elements, a vector of 3, and it's 1, 2, and 3. Those are the values. Well, this is great. So we could probably use this if we wanted to add things together like we were doing in one of the earlier ones. So we're going to say x plus 3. Wow, well that's 1 plus 3, 2 plus 3, and 3 plus 3 is 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So we could actually then assign that to something. Let's say y, x plus 3, and now we see that it's an 3-element vector with 4, 5, and 6. So we can use these things as if they are always together, and that's kind of what a vector is talking about. That is always, these elements are always next to each other. Now we're not restricted to combining numbers. We can actually say hello number 1, and let's say hello number 2. So now we'll have the Z item, which is simply hello number 1 and hello number 2. And we can see that it's a character, CHR means character, of 2 elements, and these are the labels on our 2 elements. Now, one of the easier ways to make a string, so we did 1, 2, and 3. What if we wanted, let's say, 10 through 30? So we can actually just type 10 and a colon and then 30. And if we hit enter, control enter, we can see that it's now a string of 10 through 30. We can assign that to something by saying x, we'll assign that to 10 through 30. And if we want x, there we go. We've now got a variable x, which is 21 elements long. A vector is integers from 10 through 30. And then we can use those for whatever we want. We can use those in the same way that we can generate these series and use them in functions. So we can say x times 2, and we can obtain the values. So we can use vectors as if they're individual numbers, but they'll always be in the same order, and they'll always hold this order, and we'll be able to see that in our global environment. Great, and we'll see you in the next video.